Well, good morning. I am closing in on being prepared for the Philmont trip. It leaves 1 week from tomorrow. And what I'm going to do for you today is do a virtual shakedown, a virtual review of all of the gear that I plan on taking to Philmont. This is it's undergone several revisions. This is my quote unquote final answer. Hopefully some of you can take something away from this. So with that, I will turn it over to going to do a little manipulation here of screens. Sorry about that. So this is lighterpack.com. If you have never seen it before, I make a lighter pack list for pretty much every trip I go on, and you can see not only trips, but potential trips and lots of what if situations. So this is what I will be taking to Philmont this year. Well, you can see it's broken down into categories. Big four, we'll talk about each of these. Group gear I have split out separately. Food and water, hip belt, and shoulder pockets. That's basically what I keep in those, just for purposes of organization. I keep those in there. That's part of the pack. Clothing, I have both a ditty bag and a smellable ditty bag. I have those split out separately because the smellable ditty bag is stuff that has to go in the bear bag. Then, of course, what I'm wearing, I have a separate category for luxury item, should be plural. We'll see that in a minute. And then I have an estimated consumables load based upon the average amount of food that I'll be carrying. And I have a separate spreadsheet where I figured that out. Anyway, so my base weight is right under 14 pounds. And if you take out 2 3/4 pounds of group gear, you'll see I'm about 11 1/4 pounds of actual weight, and that's with, as you'll see, luxury items 1 3/4 pounds. So I'd be under 10 if I didn't have luxury items, but we'll see what those are. So my pack of choice is the Durston Kakwa 40. That's actually probably a little small for Philmont. They recommend a 55 to 65 liter pack. I think I can do it all in a 40. I didn't want to purchase a separate pack for Philmont. My other choice, I'll look it up here so you can see. My other pack is the Seek Outside Uniweep 4800, and you can see that's 1,450 grams versus 780 grams. So it's a significant weight penalty to go up one's for my larger pack. And if I were to bring that pack, I would be a Sherpa, is basically what would happen. I would end up carrying everybody else's stuff. I've taken this pack. This is what I train with. I've taken this pack on some practice hikes, and it's just overkill. This is like a heavyweight pack for expeditions and big water hauls, things like that. So I was on the borderline whether I should bring my Kakwa or the Uniweep. I've decided to go with the Kakwa. And I've made some compromises, but I'm pretty sure I can do it. And the reason being is Philmont's recommendation is you should be able to fit the volume essentially of a basketball in your pack in terms of space for food. I think I can do that. It'll be tight, but I think I can do that. So my strategy is, you see this here, XUL pack. They require a day pack, and there's a couple of reasons for that. But what I've been able to do is strap this day pack on the outside of the Kakwa, and that's another 18 liters. So now I'm up to 58 liters. With that, it's clearly more than enough. It's possible that I might leave this behind in base camp. We'll see once I get the final food from base camp food to see how it all fits. I'm pretty sure I'll have to bring it, but there's a possibility I might leave this behind. The second item, MYOG, stands for Make My Own Gear, Your Own Gear, Roll Top Cinch Straps. Some packs, like my Uniweep, have a, you can see it right here, you have a cinch down. Here's the roll top, and they have a mechanism where you can cinch down. Now, there's generally two ways of closing a pack. A roll top, they buckle together at the top, or cinch down. Now, the Kakwa, by design, has the thing where it snaps together at the top. I prefer the cinch down the side because it's another mechanism of compression. So I did a mod to my pack. So this is 2/3 of an ounce, but I like it. So I guess weight penalty there, 23 grams for this little mod, but it's personal preference. All right, moving on in the big three, XMID 1 Pro Kit. So this is the tent with all the stakes, a stake bag, and I have a quarter panel of Sham Wow, which I keep with it. And that's for the purpose of managing condensation. It's an excellent product for that. So 562 grams total. That's really good. That's a one-person tent, but that's just over 1 pound. Next item, MYOG, Make My Own Gear, Leaf Pump Sack. Now, this is a multi-purpose item. It's a pump sack, which if that's used for filling up your sleeping pad without having to, make yourself lightheaded. But this is also my pack liner. And the alternate to this is a pack liner made out of a nylofene bag, which is, I think, 26 grams. So I'm taking a 19-gram penalty here for this over the basic nylofene bag. But for that, first of all, I get a little style. I'm vain. I get custom printing. It's really cool. I also get, this is a dual purpose item. It's a pump sack for filling my sleeping pad without having to blow into it. I hate blowing into sleeping pads because there's no way to ever get that moisture out. So over time, your sleeping pad just gets heavier and heavier just due to the moisture in your breaths. So I'm taking a 19-gram, which is 2/3 of an ounce hit for that, but I'm gaining dual purpose. The next item is a ground sheet. Now, this is a ground sheet is one of the things Philmont recommends. This is not technically necessary for me because I'm bringing my own tent. They require it for Philmont tents, but I'm not using a Philmont tent. So this is something I made myself, MYOG. It weighs 107 grams, so that's about 4 ounces. That's about a 4-ounce penalty for this over not having one at all. There are lighter alternatives. The most typical lighter alternative is something called a polycro film, and that would be about half the weight of this. I've used polycro, can't stand it. It blows away very easily. It's just a pain. The thing I like about this one, these yellow cords, I don't know if you can see, these are sewn into the corners of the sheet, and I tie it to the same 4 tent stakes that hold up my tent, so this doesn't blow away. It's a pretty slick little deal, and this gives me like a floor to the vestibules of my tent. So this is, another 100 grams of personal preference, so technically I could take that out. My sleeping pad, the Thermarest Uberlight Regular. This is one of the lightest sleeping pads on the market for an inflatable. I've had good luck with this. Excellent product. I have had some deflate or have holes over time, but Thermarest has a lifetime warranty, and I've had some sent back and they send me brand new ones. So pretty good deal on this. So this is at least 200 grams lighter than most other pads. So half the weight of most other pads. My quilt is a Cedar Ridge Outdoor, CRO Helium, that I did an MYOG mod to. What I did was I took this quilt and I purchased some loose down from Loose Goose down, and I added 4 additional ounces of down to this quilt. And what was they said it was a 40-degree quilt, it was really a 50 or 60. It was really anemic. It's now quite comfortable, and I conservatively rate it at 30. It's probably a 25-degree quilt, but this is a really lightweight, 391 grams for a quilt like this. Really amazing deal that I've been able to come up with. So moving on, next item. Again, this is a little vanity thing, but I like having this thermometer. I look at it a lot. On my pack, I don't have this washer or this lanyard, just the loop tied through a daisy chain loop on my pack. So that's 16 grams. Okay, group gear. I have a small Toaks 550 and lid. These are exclusively for making morning coffee for myself and the other coffee drinkers. And I'm contributing this scraper to the cause. This is a super useful item, only 12 grams, and really helps clean stuff up. And the Ranger band holds the top on. My big contribution to the group gear is a Wilderness Remote First Aid Kit. Every crew is required to have one of these. And you can see I have a link here. I have a whole nother lighter pack list just on every single thing in here. It's not the topic for today, but its grand total weight, 1,173 grams, is just under 2.5 pounds. That is quite an accomplishment considering what's in this kit. I went on a major project earlier this year and essentially cut the weight in half. This kit was about 5 pounds, and it's now half of that. So this is a big chunk of group gear here. Every crew has to have one, and so my contribution is more than my fair share for the entire crew carrying that. And I've also managed to make this very, very compact. So anyway, that is the kit, and that's my contribution to group gear. For food and water, my standard has always been a Ziploc bowl, no lid. This thing is incredible. Super cheap, super durable, 24 grams. Hard to beat that. And for a spoon, this is a McDonald's McFlurry spoon. Lots of people have, nifty titanium things. This comes free with an ice cream, and it weighs 5 grams, which is a third. Most of those titanium ones weigh 15 to 19 grams. This is a third of the weight of those. So the absolute lightest, well, I say the lightest, there are lighter, but one of the lightest options in the market for bulk water carry is one of these Platypus 2-liter bladders. I have 2 of them, 37 grams. Pretty amazing because a smart water bottle is, I think, 34 grams, a 1-liter smart water bottle. So for 3 more grams, you're doubling the capacity. Additionally, I have one of these things, which Church's Chicken sells non-carbonated beverages, so like tea and stuff like that, for $5 in one of these things. Well, I was so impressed with that I bought one, didn't even put drinks in it, but for 45 grams, that's $5. This is, I think, these are like 15. That's $5. So I've got 6 liters of additional water capacity because we do have a dry camp. So these will be empty most of the time. I'll probably carry a liter in one of the Platypus, but most of the time this will be empty except for that one day. And I have a food sack, MYOG, out of some of the lightest sil nylon I could find. That whole thing weighs 16 grams. That's pretty amazing. What I don't have on here is my bear bag. I don't physically have it to take a picture or weigh it. I think it's about 1 ounce. So there's another ounce in here somewhere for a bear bag. All right, hip and shoulder pockets. So these are the items that I keep in. Well, you can't see it there. Let me go to the website and you'll be able to see these. See what this pack looks like. So you can see it's got, there we go. It's got 2 hip belt pockets and 2 shoulder pockets, which are built into the pack. Other packs, you have to buy those separately and add them. This is all part of the pack. So pretty good deal. One of the amazing things about the Cackle. Anyway, so what do I have in them? I carry a 20-ounce or 700 milliliter Dasani water bottle with a sports cap. Sports cap is one of those ones you pull up and squeeze to drink. 22 grams. By the way, Dasani is lighter than Smart by a couple of grams, which at this point, seems ridiculous, but, serves the same function. A couple of grams less, why not? Got these from Lightsmith, the little bitty lip balms. I got one of those for 6 grams. Knives. One of the 10 Scout Essentials, so you have to have a knife. The Victorinox Classic, and 23 grams. This is one of the consensus favorites amongst thru hikers. So excellent item there. Compass and whistle. Little dinky compass, little titanium whistle. This I got off of Amazon, I think. So the pair of those is 16 grams. So you can see that doesn't weigh very much. And this is a titanium whistle. Again, I think I got that at REI. This I got off of Amazon. And this compass looks like a toy, but you can tell it's a base compass with a bezel, with degree markings. It's a functional navigation compass. Maybe not as accurate as a bigger model, but this is a backup anyway, so I'm not going to spend a bunch of weight on something that hopefully will never get used. My headlamp is the venerable Nikkor NU25 with the shock cord headband, and that weighs 34 grams, so just over an ounce. Sunscreen. So I'm not bringing this whole bottle of sunscreen. This is just to show, just for a picture of it. I've actually got this in I mix it with some rubbing alcohol to thin it out, and I have it in one of these bottles, these little spritz bottles. So a ½ ounce of it, which works great. It's a fantastic solution. My sun protection strategy is pretty much complete coverage except for the face. So this is really only for the face. My phone, a kind of a heavy phone, 276 grams, but this has a 5,000 milliamp hour battery. It's one of the best. Actually, I just upgraded my phone, so that's now 2023. That's one of the best, most internal battery power phones out there, and I like it. It's cheap too. This phone is a third of the cost of like a Samsung or something like that. All right, moving on to clothing. This is one of my pride and joys. This is by Timmermade. You can see how poofy this is. You can see how extra long the sleeves are. This is a custom-made jacket. It weighs 193 grams. So you can see it's about the same weight as a shirt. But this is a super, super, super warm puffy with a hood and extra long sleeves. The reason for the extra long sleeves, you pull your hands inside and it keeps your hands warm. This whole thing weighs 193 grams. A case could be made, why am I bringing this at all? And the answer is, stuffed inside of what I'll show you is my pillow. This is super comfortable. So it's really a pillow that is a dual purpose as a puffy if I need it, which is kind of an odd way of thinking about it, but that's how I think about it, because I love bringing this just for the pillow, if nothing else. So my primary warm layer is this purple Patagonia Capilene Air hoodie. My Trek people talk about me wearing the purple thing because I love this thing. It's super comfortable and 196 grams, somewhat fragile. The only negative about this item, but I just love it to death. It's my favorite piece of clothing. So I'm bringing a second shirt on the crew because it's required for sleeping. And what I'm bringing is my a sun hoodie that's also the crew shirt. I think the rest of the crew shirts are like a green. You can see Pete's butt there, but that's and my foot. But this is my second, or my sleep shirt, which can double as a sun shirt, a second sun shirt if I need it. For gloves, These are by REI. It's a Gore-Tex mitten shell, and it weighs 37 grams, and it says 57 here because I have an MYOG liner that I put in it, and the pair of them together weigh 57. This is a fantastic dual purpose solution because these are completely waterproof and they have a liner, so they're, keep your hands warm because there are situations you'll need that. So this is a really lightweight solution, dual purpose. Okay, socks. I carry 2 extra pair of socks, one of the Darn Tough Micro Crew, and believe it or not, Darn Tough has different weights of socks, and so I've got one of each. The bear, these are ones that have like a little bear image on them. They weigh a little bit less. My underwear of choice is the Ex Officio Sport Mesh 9-inch inseam. So Ex Officio makes different lines of underwear, and this is the ungodly expensive one. I think a pair of these is like 30, 35 bucks, and that just seems absurd until you've worn them. Sometimes, like with the Patagonia up here, they really are worth the money, and this is one of those cases where there's an Ex Officio set. You can get 3 pairs for 20 bucks. That's not what you want. You want this one because this 9-inch inseam, and I recommend them one size smaller than you think you want, because when you do that, then it stretches, and that's what you want. Keeps the jewels in place, and it provides a nice anti-friction surface for your shorts to ride over, so you don't get any chafing. And that's really the deal with the 9-inch. These are the most effective prevention I've found for chafing on the inner thigh. So completely worth it. You could get lighter, right? But this is one of those things where you really can't outdo these things. They're amazing. And Tooth of Time Traders sells everything or something to outfit people in case they forget or need to upgrade or whatever. They only sell one type of underwear, and it's these. And there's a reason for that, and that's because they're the best. All right, moving on. I have to have a pair of sleeping shorts, a Philmont rule. So I'm bringing my pair of Brooks that I got. This was an REI garage sale find. I cut the liner out of them, so these are now 90 grams. So this is an area that I kind of obsess about, wishing they were lighter, but these are actually comfortable shorts. So if I had to wear them hiking, I could. I think I have a pair of Dutch wear laundry shorts that are 36 grams, and they really are 36 grams, but they're basically a tube. They have no butt. They're really uncomfortable. They're made for while you're doing laundry in town, if you're on a thru hike or something, and they would work fine for that, but there's no way on earth I want to wear those for anything other than laundry. Yeah, maybe I could wear them to bed. Okay, that'd be fine. I could, but this has a dual purpose that I could actually wear these as shorts. So there's, a couple ounces of luxury that I'm giving myself there, so that I have a second pair of shorts that's actually comfortable. All right, moving on to my rain gear. This is a custom rain tunic that I had made by Timmermade. So I paid a lot of money for this. You can see it's the same leaf motif you've seen in other stuff that I had custom printed. And this is a jacket with pit zips and a skirt or a kilt. This goes down to my knees, and the whole point to this is I'm wearing pants here, but I could be wearing shorts, and it allows ventilation. So this is a sil poly, so it is completely impervious to rain coming in and going out. So if you are not adequately managing your sweat, you'll get super sweaty and just as wet from sweat rather than rain. So there's really two alternatives for rain gear. Either you get something like Gore-Tex that breathes but inevitably will wet out, because they just do, or you get something that is completely impervious to rain, like this, and you have to manage moisture. I've chosen this, and my approach is actually two-tiered. This is the approach for heavy rain. My approach for lighter rain is a kilt, a rain kilt, again, wearing shorts underneath, and an umbrella. So the umbrella attaches to my pack. It allows maximum ventilation. So as long as it's not super windy, as long as we're not in heavy tree cover, and as long as it's not raining so hard that I need the heavier duty tunic, my primary plan is the kilt and umbrella. So there's, some extra weight. That's absolutely a luxury item, having two things of rain gear. But you can see 131 grams for this tunic is pretty amazing. That's half the weight most people have for, an REI made jacket or whatever. Obviously, this was expensive, but I've got, all of the stylish stuff built into it. This is really an optimized solution. All right, moving on. Smellable ditty bag. Like I said, I've got all of this in, again, that custom printed motif bag. And this is all the stuff that I have to put in the bear bag at night. So I have my bug spray. I have my, all the stuff in the hip belt pockets that were smellable go into this as well. My toothbrush, I don't bring toothpaste. I bring toothpaste tablets. I can count them out, so I have exactly the right amount. A floss pick, a light load towel. That's less than an ounce, a little over half an ounce, 18 grams for a super lightweight towel. This is great for multi-purposes. It's not very big. I think it's 12 by 18. But this is a really good washcloth, and I use it daily for a bunch of stuff. Little bitty bottle of Dr. Brunner's soap, 10 grams of it in a one of these micro bottles. This says bug dope, but it's the same size. That's a fraction of what most other people bring. Here's one of my vices. I'm bringing coffee. 3 cups per day is what I budget. This is the best instant coffee I've found. It's like $1 a packet. It's really expensive, but I really like it. So that obviously is a smellable, so it goes in my smellable ditty. My regular ditty bag, all of my meds, painkillers, melatonin, extra. This micro pure tablets. This is a backup to or just an extra supply. This is what they'll give us at Philmont, so I just have a backup just in case. It's about 6 grams total worth of tablets, so that's nothing. A lighter, which I don't technically need because I'm with a crew, but it's one of the 10 Scout Essentials, so I have it. The mini Bic, it's 11 grams. For a wallet, all I really bring are, the specifics, the driver's license, my med card, and a debit card, and a couple of bills, and 18 grams worth of that. My battery pack. This is the lightest, one of the lightest battery packs on the market. It's a carbon fiber. It's by Nightcore, 10,000 milliamp hours, 150 grams. That's a couple of ounces lighter than the cheap alternative, which is the Anchor 10,000, which is about 190 grams or something like that. One area which I've really optimized weight is on the cords. A lot of people have multiple ounces of cords. I've got half an ounce, and this covers everything. So I've got about a 6-inch USB-A to USB-C cord, and I've got 3 adapters. I've got an A to a C adapter. I've got a C to a micro, and I've got a micro to an Apple. I don't even have anything that uses Apple. I just bring this because it's 2 grams, and it allows me to help other people if I need to. But this whole kit, including the bag, 15 grams. So that's pretty amazing. I've got some earplugs and one of these Lightsmith containers just so that I don't lose them. That whole thing is 3.5 grams. For drying clothes, I got a bunch of these little bread bag clips. I think there's 14 total in a bag, and it weighs 6 grams. So I've got I've got lines off of my tent, which I ever need to dry stuff. I stake those out and can hang clothes with these things. 6 grams. So you'll see a couple places I have, this is like a subroutine type of thing where there's a whole list of everything in the kit. So I've got you can see 28 grams total. There's not much in this. This is the very basic, but I've also got a couple of things that I've supplemented. For everyone at Philmont has this, so I actually have more in supplements than in my basic kit. So my entire ditty bag, there's 3/4 of a pound. All right, so all the stuff that I'm wearing. I love this hat, outdoor research hat, with this skirt, sun skirt around it. I've used this hat so much, the yellow's actually faded. It's funny, the outside is a lighter shade than the inside. That 79 grams, a fantastic weight for that, for the amount of protection that provides. I've got the ZZ Top special cheap sunglasses. Trekking, or these gloves. These are actually kayaking gloves. So they're meant to get wet and deal with sweat and stuff, but they've got like leather palms and stuff. I use this for sun protection on my hands and blister prevention from trekking poles. Those weigh, about an ounce, 29 grams. Conversion pants. I'm a big fan of conversion pants, and I've got 3 different pairs of conversion pants, but honestly, the best pair is the cheapest pair. These are from Academy Sports. They weigh just over 300 grams, 307, and they cost $26. This is like one of the best deals out there. This is showing gray. Mine are actually like an olive drab, so they actually look like scout pants. Sun hoodie. This is one of those items where I tell people about this shirt. This is a Patagonia. It's about 60 bucks. That seems like an absurd amount of money until you wear it the first time. It's so comfortable. This actually keeps you cooler than going bare armed because of the material here wicks the sweat and evaporative cooling. This is just an amazing piece of gear. I wear it everywhere. It's fantastic. I got one of these fancy belts from Hilltop Packs. Basically, these pants have a belt, but I keep losing it. I got one of these fancy ones because it was actually really hard to get it through the loops on this. Now the belt doesn't come out. It took me 20 minutes to get it in there. It's never coming out. So it's now a permanent part of these pants. So that's 37 grams. So add that into the weight here, but it's really good, high quality belt. So I carry 3 pairs of darn tough socks. So one that I'm wearing, 2 in my pack. So these are the same. My shoe of choice is the Ultra Olympus 4 trail runner. This has a really high stack height. This is a super comfortable shoe. The only negative thing about this shoe is its longevity is low. Now, if you have never worn trail runners before, you're in for a treat. These are awesome. I do not recommend these for people that have really heavy packs, though. As you'll see, my pack is very lightweight. I'm in the 20 to 30 total pound range. If you're much above that, then you're starting to really take a risk with not having ankle support and stuff. But I've been doing this long enough. I know it works for me, and this is my shoe of choice. Dirty Girl Gaiters. This is this goes over. It clips into the toe, and there's a little Velcro thing here in the back. And what it does is it covers this area where the shoe joins your ankle and keeps sand and dirt and debris out of there. Plus, it's a little stylish, got little dog prints on it. But that's not technically necessary, but it's a personal preference thing. So my trekking poles of choice are the Knock carbon fiber. These, this is a little bit of a vanity thing for me. These weigh more than some other carbon fiber poles, but these are super durable, super rugged. And I like Knox business model on these. These are made in the United States, which is some of their cost premium. And if you ever break any part of this, you can buy each individual piece separately. I really think that's an excellent business model. So I've gone out of my way to spend some money to support a US business on this because I think they're pretty smart about it. So these little tips, Philmont requires trekking pole tips. And this, I hate trekking pole tips, but this spherical style, this is kind of big in diameter. This is the best that I found. The square bottomed ones tend to slip and be more of a hindrance, really. This is, if you're going to have a trekking pole tip, in my opinion, this is the best out there because of the big spherical design of it. It allows you to get a lot of angle on your pole before they will slip, but a lot of angle before they slip. So if you're going to have them, that's my recommendation. I've got two items on the list here. Permethrin. This I don't bring. This is I pre-treat my clothes with permethrin. I don't actually use Sawyer brand because it's like 20 bucks a bottle for this stuff. I use something that I got at Tractor Supply, which is a concentrated permethrin, which you then cut with water to make the same thing for a fraction of the price. So I don't use this. I use the stuff you get at Tractor Supply. The next thing I've got, wash-in repellent. This is a DWR repellent for maintaining clothes. What I do is I wash these things in them. So if you'll recall, my strategy for rain gear does not include rain pants. It's a kilt and or the tunic. You did not see rain pants. Well, I DWR treat these. So these do shed water. You imagine if rain's coming down, most of it's coming off your shoulders. The only thing that is actually really needs to be treated is really the knees down on this stuff, because that's the only thing that would get wet. But so that's what this is. I don't bring it. This is just showing what I do. This watch is something I've had for years. It's a compass watch. I like it because it does the altitude. So when we're out at Philmont, I know how high we're going, and a buddy of mine calls it the Brian feature because I'll call out every 100-foot in elevation we go up. It's kind of funny, but that's the watch I use. I like it. Okay, luxury items. Pillow. Typically or normally, I just stuff my extra clothes in the stuff sack of my tent. Use that as a pillow. For this trip, I'm still doing that, but I actually have a specific stuff sack. It's like a fleece, so it's kind of comfy on one side. It's a little bigger. So there's I'm spending, so to speak, 40 grams for a slightly bigger pillow than my normal tent stuff sack thing. Sun umbrella, I put down as the luxury thing. This thing's amazing. In addition to being a piece of rain gear, the ability of this to keep you cool while you're walking out in exposed sun is phenomenal. Can't recommend it enough. This is a Gossamer Gear version, but other companies do the same thing. It's amazing. So 236 grams. That's 6 or 8 ounces, something like that. But it's absolutely worth it. If you've never used one of these, you don't know. A lot of people poo-poo it until they've tried it, and they're like, oh my goodness. This, just like this shirt, are things that people will, I can't believe you do that until you've tried it. And then you're like, oh, yeah. So this sun umbrella is freaking amazing. I have a little stuff sack to put it in just to keep a lot of the silver has worn off. And so I keep it in a stuff sack to try to maintain it as long as possible. I am a chair person. So here's a pound. I'm bringing a Philmont Chair Zero. I went out on the shakedowns with just a little butt pad and was like, no, there's enough sitting for advisors on this trip that I was like, I'm going to spend the pound for a chair. So I am team chair. I've got a little custom printed bag for it with my dog on it because he's so cute. Just have to have it. So, all right, and then food and water. So I have an average food load. I can do a whole nother video on how I figured this out, but that's going to be anywhere from 0 to 9 pounds, depending on when in the trek you are, but it averages 5 3/4. I'm going to carry 1.7 liters of water while I'm hiking, but I have the capacity for dry camp of a lot more than that. And then just, and that's it. So I am going to post the lighter pack, this list you're seeing. I'll post this link along with the video in the comments, and so you can see all this stuff, and you see most of them have links to where you can actually get it if you want it. And I hope you got something out of this. I've been talking for about 40 minutes now. I think that's all I got to say on this subject, this topic. Till next time, see ya.